on all of our minds. Chef Gioni
Yes,
joining us now just to talk about some healthier takes on these traditional Thanksgiving dishes. Thank you so much for coming in.
Yeah, it was my pleasure. I'd love to share these recipes with you.
Yeah, well, so you say that you have sort of a personal connection to healthier living and clean eating. So tell me just a little bit about that.
Well, this is going to be my 25th Thanksgiving in this career as a professional chef, but I was able to work with a lot of people and learn how to use food to fight cancer. At the same time, I lost my mother to cancer. She had ovarian cancer, and right now my sister that lives in Spain is going through breast cancer. She just had surgery, and so there's a lot of natural ingredients that are known to fight cancer. Knowing what's bad for you and what's good for you can really help you make an educated decision on what to eat. So we find that a lot of traditional Thanksgiving recipes are grandma's recipes, and they're full of dairy, they're full of high carbs, and we fall asleep after Thanksgiving and their energy is all off. So some plant-based alternatives are something here that we can still capture those natural flavors. And it's great to work with kids and to experience what the new traditions for them, and so they grow up eating healthier recipes, and you can still incorporate and offer grandma's recipes for sure. But having these alternatives, it gets you really familiar with what great ingredients are, and that way come January, it's not so much time on the treadmill trying to work off those pounds.
Exactly, and I think that is the big thing is most of us, we pound down all this food at Thanksgiving dinner, and then we do fall asleep, and you're not even enjoying the rest of the day with your family because you're so tired and lethargic after all the food. So let's get started here. You brought in this green bean casserole that's a little bit different than a traditional one. Tell me about it.
It's made with fresh ingredients. So instead of using the condensed mushroom soup, loaded with MSG, and it's crazy to see what ingredients are on that label. So this one is made with coconut milk, onions, mushrooms. There's some grilled portobellos on top, and then green beans, and actually some spring peas in there too, because spring peas are loaded with protein. So peas are a great alternative to animal protein.
Okay, this boggles my mind how you made stuffing a healthier take on stuffing because, man, stuffing is like, it's all bread, it's all like just dairy, and it's, not great for you. So what about this one?
It is. So one of the big flavors that comes to mind when I think about stuffing is obviously bread or cornbread, and it's a little bit sweeter because of that cornbread. But it's the celery, onions, and sage, the sage is like the Thanksgiving herb. And so we still capture those ingredients using celery root instead of bread in this recipe. So there's celery, there's onions, there's celery roots, some fresh herbs, and a lot of great ingredients in there. So yeah, take a bite of that one.
I can't not give this a taste test. Okay.
So these recipes, you can find them all on my blog. It's going to be chefpetesorganicinc.com. And I'll have pictures and recipes and procedures so that you can make this for yourself.
I'm glad you're a good talker because I'm a good eater. This works out great. Okay, tell me about that. That is delicious.
Thank you.
You are right about the flavors.
So cauliflower mash is a great alternative to potato mash. Potatoes are very high in carbs, they're very high glycemic, and they're loaded with cream and butter, and they stick right to your hips and right to your ribs. So instead of that, we use cauliflower, boil it, make it very soft, and puree it, add a little bit of coconut milk. This one actually has some tofu blended right in there, and people are gonna be like, oh my God, tofu, I'm scared. But it's actually, with the flavors, it gets lost in there. It absorbs all the flavors of what you put in there. So there's some avocado oil, there's cauliflower, there's a little bit of vegetable stock for that richness and flavor, and that texture reminds you just like of lumpy-less mashed potatoes. It's nice and smooth and creamy.
Chef, you were not joking around. That tastes like mashed potatoes.
Yeah, it's great.
It really
does.
It has that same consistency and texture. It's delicious. Thank you so much for coming in and sharing all these great ideas. Give us your website one more time.
Sure, it's chefpetesorganicinc.com.
Okay.
And if you don't like to cook for yourself, come and see me. I'm at Canyon Ranch at Truth and Tonic at the Venetian Resort.
I don't like cooking, so I will be coming to see you.
Perfect.
Thank you so much, and happy Thanksgiving.
Same to
All
you.
right, more news and weather coming up after the break.